Hello, welcome back to Introduction to Pharmaceutical Industry. Today, we're going to cover the first stages of the pharmaceutical industry's effort to put new drugs in the market. These stages are the research stage and preclinical stage. The journey of a new drug begins with extensive research. This research requires different methods and approaches that vary according to what drug is being developed. Here's an example. This figure shows massive receptors present in our body and small drug molecules that were designed to bind to very specific sites in these receptors in order to activate or deactivate them. Scientists do this by identifying a biological target in people's body that are associated with specific diseases. These targets may be, for instance, tumor necrosis factor or TNF, which is part of the inflammatory response. Drugs were developed to inactivate TNF in the body of patients, stopping inflammation in conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. Now, let's say the pharmaceutical industry designed a molecule that is a potential candidate for a new drug. Before testing this new drug in humans, it needs to go through a series of preclinical trials to not only guarantee that the drug or the potential drug is safe, but also actually has biological activity. In this stage, no human is used to test the drug. Still using our anti-TNF drug as our example, now we need to check if the drug is capable of acting in cell cultures in vitro and actually inhibit the pro-inflammatory chemical without killing or damaging the cells. In this stage, the pharmaceutical industry can also use in vitro studies to check how the drug would be metabolized and what metabolites would be produced from its metabolism. All of these preclinical studies help the pharmaceutical industry to understand if the drug really works and what is its real biological activity. Another set of studies that can be used are animal studies. Pharmaceutical industries have been replacing animal studies by in vitro and what we call in silico studies, i.e. studies that use computer modeling. However, animal studies are still essential for drug development. In silico studies have been more and more important in drug development. This means that information needed around, for example, pharmacokinetics or toxicity can be modeled and determined using computer, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. This is a game changer, especially in terms of decreasing the use of chemicals and animals. After all the preclinical studies are done, but before starting testing in humans, all information obtained from preclinical studies are sent to regulatory bodies such as the FDA. These documents should demonstrate that the drug is safe to be tested in humans. In summary, research and preclinical stages are the foundations of drug development. These stages are extremely important for identifying and optimizing potential new drug candidates. They are also important to make sure that these new candidates are safe and have biological activity. In the next video, we're going to talk a bit about clinical trials and the clinical stages of drug development. I'll see you there.